Thank you very much for Professor Katsako for the introduction and give me a chance to visit Moscow. This is my first visit of Moscow. And, so yesterday I visited a market nearby and I found a Japanese restaurant whose name is Kobe. And actually I found that the alphabet is completely same as Kobe. Okay. Okay. So let me give you the brief ideas of my talk. My talk is related to the moduli space of the Higgs bundles, mainly the parabolic Higgs bundles and parabolic connections over curves. And first of all, let me give you some ideas of the relation between these moduli spaces. And I call this is the mandala of related moduli spaces. So mandala is a concept of the Buddhism of the which explains everything in the one pictures. So let me start. So the players are either based on C and distinct point T1 to Tn. And L is the line band on C, which is a meromorphic, C4 meromorphic section of the tangent bundle will fall at most T1 to Tn on C. And Z, N are these integers, and you can imagine what is the root of. And large N is defined to be the R squared D minus 1 plus R minus 1 over half, n that plus 1, which you have to remember because this is half of the dimension of the moduli spaces. And M drum is the moduli space of parabolic connection over curves, and M drum is the moduli space of parabolic Higgs bundles. And P is the moduli space of the underlying parabolic vector bundles. And X is the moduli space of generalized monodromy, which is called character varieties. And SMC is an n-symmetric product of the curve C. And if you consider the L is the total space, it's better to work out. So you have C, and you have line bundle, total space of line bundle L. So maybe I explain that like this. So L is a two-dimensional algebraic surface, which is open. And you can consider the Hilbert scheme of the endpoint of the total space of L, which is known that it is non-singular varieties of dimension 2n. Okay, so this is the mandala of the moduli spaces. So the M drum have a map to the by the forgetful map to the moduli space of parabolic bundle to the P, and dimension is a moduli space is 2 times n, and the moduli space of the parabolic bundle is n. And M drum and M dogo and M drum is related to the binomial theory. And it also have a map to the parabolic bundle. That is known as Lagrangian vibration. And the most interesting feature of the M drum, it has a Riemann-Hilbert correspondence to the moduli space of the monodromy data, which is called the character varieties. And the Riemann-Hilbert correspondence is not algebraic map, but analytic morphism, and usually it is isomorphism. And in the second think you have a heating vibration of the modular space of the from the modular space of the Higgs bundle to the modular space of the bases of the spectral curves. You know that. And then we can have a map from M drum in Dolbo to the Hilbert scheme of the endpoint of the total space of L. That seems rather newer fact. And also that there is a map to the apparent singularity. And also from M drum we have mapped to the symmetric product of endpoints on C, or that is called apparent map. And by choosing some extra data, we can also obtain the map, rational map from M drum to the Hilbert scheme of total space of L. Okay. And most of the map is Lagrangian. Almost fiber is a Lagrangian vibration with respect to the symplectic sector. Oh, okay. So I should say that M drum and N drum, these have natural algebraic symplex. Okay. So that is the mandala. Okay. Okay. So many problems, but I will skip. I will explain later. Okay, so let me start the setting. So let us recall C is the non-singular project curve of genus G, and both T is the set of the ordered n distinct points on C, and dt is the divider related to the dt. T. So MGN is the set of the isomorphic class of this pair of C and T. This is known as K-side projective varieties, but not always. Okay, so we can consider the curves and the endpoints like this. And then we can introduce the lambda connections. So fix complex number lambda. So then we can define the inner number is called a lambda connection. It is a vector bundle on C of rank R and of D. So now you know the number R and D. So then number is a map from the E to the E tensor to the omega 1 C dt. It is a logarithmic lambda connection, which means that for local holomorphic function and holomorphic section sigma, number A sigma is equal to the lambda sigma tensor with dA plus A number sigma. So this is nothing but a lambda twisted Leibniz rule. So, and for later purpose, you may remember the line under L, omega 1 C dt. So number is nothing but a map from sigma from the E to the E tensor with L. Okay. And then you may allow the higher order ports later, but for simplicity, we assume that this is a simple port. And the degree of L is equal to the 2D minus 2 plus n, and we, by technical reason, we assume always that n is greater than or equal to 1. And n equal to 0 case becomes a little bit difficult. So we assume that n is greater than or equal to 1. Okay, so then, so if lambda is non-zero, E and 1 over lambda number is the usual connection. And also you can take at a singular point the local frame like this, and you can write down like this. So, and for lambda equals 0, the number is OC linear map. So this is nothing but number is equal to 5, and this is nothing but Higgs field. And locally near TI, this can be written like this. So this is the poles. Okay. So if you are given a EM number and EM phi as above, we can define the residue of the number at the Ti and phi as just put d equal Ti here. So then you can give you have some R by R matrices, and you can consider the eigenvalues of these matrices. And the eigenvalues are defined completely without loss of generosity of the basis, because it's a residues, and just we put the order on the eigenvalues by hand, and we can obtain these complex numbers as eigenvalues of residues. And these eigenvalues are quite important invariant of the parabolic Higgs bundle and parabolic connections. And so we put the bold nu in the set of the totality of these eigenvalues. So J is I is changing the 1 to n, and J is varying from 0 to r minus 1. Okay, and these eigenvalues are not independent, because we have so-called generalized Higgs relation. So all sum should be equal to the minus lambda of degree of E. And degree of E is the integer, so D. So we have one relation like this. If lambda equals 0, we have this relation. So for the lambda connection, the space of local exponents of lambda connection can be defined as follows, like this. And d equals 0 or lambda equals 0, it has the same meaning, so this is Higgs parallel. Okay. And for the local exponents, there is a notion of genericity of the local exponents, and which comes from the fact that if you have multiplicity of the eigenvalues, you have some bad things. And if you have some, if you have some lower Higgs relation, which is corresponding to the so-called cost of genericity, then for such a connection or Higgs bundle, you may have some sub-connection or sub-Higgs bundle. So then the treatment of the modular space becomes difficult. So for the construction of the modular spaces, we sometimes assume that the nu is generic, because that implies that we have no sub-connection and sub-Higgs bundle like this, and also there are no danger of the multiplicity of the exponents. But as a matter of fact, we don't have to assume the genericity of the local exponent to construct the good modular spaces by using the geometry invariant theory of manifolds. That is the main contribution of our work. Okay. So then So what we want to do is construct a good algebraic modular spaces of the parabolic connection and parabolic Higgs bundle. Okay. And then so the strategy to construct a good modular spaces or by manifold is just very simple. Just choose a only good geometric object, good guys, and slow bad guys, and take our equivalent guys. Then you can obtain a good modular spaces which is non-singular. And then how to distinguish the good guys and bad guys? That is the notion of stability. But in the parabolic case, you have to consider our parabolic structure to introduce our stability condition. So in order to do that, adding the lambda connection, parabolic connection, and we add some additional data which is called the parabolic structure, or case the parabolic structure, which is can be defined as follows. So in average, the logarithmic connection, as usual, and the Li star is a full graph of the paribus of the ETI, which is the r-dimensional complex vector space, and you can consider the full graph, so that each quotient is dimension 1, and the condition is just looks like this. So this means that each quotient corresponding to the eigenspaces for the residues matrices of the eigenvalues of the UJI. Okay. But of course, if all eigenvalues are distinct, these filtration are uniquely determined by the basic vector space theory. But if there are some the multiplicity of the eigenvalues, so this filtration is not unique. And for example, if you consider some most bad case, or if consider the case of the new JI, all zero. Okay, so then this second condition does not impose anything. So you can choose all filtration in this field. Okay. So you can consider that. So we consider the new parabolic connection and adding some parabolic structure. Okay. So for the parabolic bundle logarithmic connection, we consider the alpha stability condition. So we prepared a sequence of rational number alpha, which is defined which satisfies this condition. So then we can define the for each sub bundle stabilized by the nabla. So that means that F1 nabla is a sub-connection. So we can define this kind of lengths by using the parabolic structure. And then length of EJI is just this one, and this is always 1. And this number is 1 or 0. Okay, so then we can define the alpha stability of the new parabolic connection for any F which proper subbundle stabilized by the nabla. These inequalities satisfies. So you can imagine that without this part, this is nothing but the stability of the vector bundles conditions. So we arrange a little bit by adding this term, and so this is the parabolic stability condition. I alpha stability condition. And of course, it depends on the alpha, which is the rational numbers. And if you change the alpha, the stability change, of course. Okay. So anyway, we can define the alpha stability of the new parabolic connection, and then we can and also the alpha stability condition for the new parabolic Higgs bundle can be defined similarly. Okay. Now we can we can obtain the good measures to distinguish a good object and a bad object by using the alpha stability. And just define the modular spaces of the new parabolic connection with alpha stable new parabolic connection. Just take alpha stable new parabolic connection and then quotient by the isotope. So this is the coarse modular spaces of the alpha stable parabolic connection. And also you can define alpha stable parabolic Higgs bundles. Okay. So this is quite usual story of the to construct modular spaces. And but a most difficult part is to construct a good modular spaces. To construct good modular spaces, which I have learned in my graduate school days from the Professor Maruyama, is to have a boundedness of the object. Okay. Okay, so then we can obtain this result in 2006 with Inaba and Iwasaki. So for alpha, for generic alpha, we can define we can construct the good relative fine modular spaces over the little bit eternal coupling of the MGN and over the space of the lambdas. Okay, so the modular spaces are depending on the C and T, so which is varying here, and the modular space depending on the local exponents, which is varying here. Then we have a nice family of the modular spaces, which is called the relative fine modular scheme. And then we can prove that this morphism is smooth and Kaiser projective. Okay. That is our result. And this result imply that if you fix one CT and U, so you can obtain the modular space as a fiber over CT and U, and that is become a smooth Kaiser projective algebraic scheme. And in most cases, it is irreducible, and it should be called Kaiser projective algebraic variety of dimension of this one, and which is even. And we can also prove that this modular spaces underneath the natural algebraic simplex structure, and which is it is rather easy to construct two homes, which is non-degenerate at each point by using the Goddard-Spencer theory. But then it is not so obvious that to prove that two home is declosed, but we can do that, and that is, and because this is always non-compact, the decoldness is not obvious. Okay. And it's the same for the, and this is a part of the work of the Yokogawa and Maruyama, I believe. And we also have a nice binomial scheme of that. And dimension is the same. Okay. So let me give you. So these are completely, how I say, the orbital genus and orbital rank. And but then it is educational to understand what is the most, what looks like in the most simple non-trivial case. Okay, that is related to the so-called that is related to the parabolic equation, and then parabolic equation is the second order algebraic differential equation, and whose space of the initial condition are studied by Professor Kazuo Okamoto, and it looks like this. What is it? So this is you can consider the Higgs surface of degree 2, which is a P1 bundle over P1, and which has an infinite section whose self-intersection number is -2. And also it has a zero section whose self-intersection number is 2. Okay, so that's the Higgs surface of degree 2. And then you can have a 4-point T1, T2, T3, T4, and then you can blow up with a 2-point corresponding to the local exponent. So then you can obtain the 8-point blow up of the Higgs surface of degree 2. And then if you look at our textbook of the has shown, the canonical band of the blow up is easily calculated, and it is anti-canonical divider is given by the 2 times infinite section and 4-part transform of 4 fibers. So that means that the anti-canonical divider is our pole divider of the symplectic 2 homes on the algebraic surface. So if you delete the anti-canonical divider, you have a non-degenerate 2 homes in the complement of the anti-canonical divider. And that is nothing but the modular space of the case of the rank 2 for singular point, degree equal -1, and for generic mu. Okay. So this is this modular space of connection appears as a space of the initial condition of the parabolic equation, and that is not accidental, and I will explain how it is related to the differential equation which is called the Handel type. Okay. And modular space of the parabolic bundles over P1, rank equal 2, for singular point, degree equal -1, is also the blowing up of the 8-point of the Higgs surface of degree 2. It is the same, but the difference is, but every expert believes that these are different. Okay. What is the difference? You see, the difference is just like this. So we can arrange the local exponent nu in the connection case as a plus minus mu1, plus minus mu2, plus minus mu3, mu4, and plus minus mu3 and mu4 and 1 minus mu4. and all of the sum is equal to 1, which is minus minus 1. So that is satisfied. So it satisfies the Fuchs relation, which I explained before. Okay? But in the case of the Higgs bundle case, so all of the sum of the local exponent is 0, so you can arrange the local exponent like this. And I told you that these 8 points are related to these local exponents. And what is the difference is just here. So nu4 and then minus nu4 and nu4 and 1 minus nu4. So the boiling points are different. Okay. So very little, very little. And now you can easily see that how you can deform these points from the parabolic connection to the parabolic Higgs bundles. Okay, it is easy. Okay, but anyway, so what? Right. I'm sorry. Okay, so that's a very, very, so very, very little difference. But you know that on the parabolic Higgs, on the model space of the parabolic Higgs bundles, you have a family of the spectral curves. You can define a spectral curve, and you have a family of the spectral curves. And it is now you understand that the spectral curve of this case is the elliptic curve, because the genus is half of the dimension of the model spaces. Okay. And what is happening is like this. So if you consider the elliptic curve, which is linear equivalent to our double section, passing through these 7 points, and the elliptic curve have to pass this 8 points here. Okay. So you have a one-dimensional family of the elliptic curve passing through these 8 points, and if you blow up these 8 points, you can resolve the base point, and you have a family of the elliptic curves, and that is nothing but the teaching vibration. Okay, but in this case, you have a elliptic curve passing through 7 points, but 8 points should pass through the another point. So there are no elliptic curve passing through 8 points, except these degenerate elliptic curve of the Kodaira type of the degenerate elliptic curve of 1, 0 star. So these are different. And you can see if you consider the moduli space, so that derivating the anti-chemical dividers, you can prove that there are no non-constant algebraic function on the moduli space in the complement of the anti-chemical divisor. Because later we can prove that these moduli spaces analytically isomorphic to the character variety, which is nothing but a affine variety. So because it is I'm sorry. you can prove that these Moduli spaces in the open algebraic surface, but it has no regular algebraic function except a constant. But on the other hand, these are these are analytic isomorphic to the affine varieties, which is character variety, and that implies that this MT nu is a Stein variety. So this gives you the new example of the Stein variety, but not algebraic, not affine variety.
There is a Moduli space which is an open cubic. Which Penrose equation is it?
Yes. So the MT nu is analytical isomorphic to the cubic.
So this one.
Yeah, this one. Yes. But in this case, you have a family of the elliptic curves, so and you have a map to C, the Hitchin basis, so you can prove back the function of the C, and it has a non-constant algebraic function. So, but you see that essentially you have imagined the non-abelian Cauchy theory looks like this. Just move a little bit to it. Okay. So
one more question.
Yes.
So on the cubic, we have a very interesting action of the pair group.
Yes. And that is some of it is appeared as a so-called Venn transformation of the Moduli spaces of the connection, which is known as the Okamoto space. Okay. So let's consider that now I will explain the Riemann-Hilbert correspondence. So you have a nice Moduli spaces of the Moduli space of connections. But now you can consider the Moduli space of the representation of the fundamental group of C minus Ti's. So just consider the homomorphism for pi 1, C minus dt to GRIC, and take a categorical quotient of this one. And which means that you have a nice affine coordinate ring, and by using a simultaneous isoinduction, you can obtain the invariant link, and which is known as finitely generated, and take a spec. So that means that it is automatically affine variety. And also that you can see that SL case like this. Okay? So this is the categorical quotient, so it is the affine variety. Yes, it is. The invariant mean of matrices. So then we take some finite direct coupling of the MGN by T prime, and then we have a family of the Moduli space of connection here, and we have a family of the character varieties of this. Yes, and essentially C and T and nu. Nu is very related to this one, but C and T is complex structure of C and T does not affect of this one. Of course, as the Professor Katsako pointed out, that there is some braiding group action on the fundamental group, but you have a so then if you have a parabolic connection, then if you restrict to the connection over the C minus dt, you have solution spaces, and the solution gives you the monolinear representation of this fundamental group. So this gives you the, or from the moduli space of the parabolic connection to the moduli space of the representation, you have a map of the Hilbert. You have a map which is called the Riemann-Hilbert correspondence. And what we have proved in this paper, 2006, the Riemann-Hilbert correspondence is a proper surjective binary analytic morphism over the space here. But if you restrict it to the one curve and nu, so the restricted morphism gives you the analytic birational surjective morphism. This means for some A, which is related to the conjugacy class of the local exponent, this space may become singular because we take a categorical quotient, and it is the isomorphism class of the Jordan equivalence class of the representation. So this may have singularities, but we have proved that this space is always smooth and symplectic structure, our symmetric structure. So this Riemann-Hilbert correspondence gives you the analytic resolution singularity of these moduli spaces. So then I will explain you that how the so-called Pandebe type equation and appeared from the isomorphic differential equation from this geometric scheme. Okay, so let's consider the moduli spaces of the parabolic connection and the moduli spaces of the representation character varieties. And it has a family of the space of the C and T and the space of the nu. And this A is essentially the, how I say, exponential of the exponential and the invariant of the Sn. So this, yes, so this is the easy map. So you have this schemes, and at each fiber you have Riemann-Hilbert correspondence, and which we prove that this is a proper surjective binary harmonic map for any T and nu. And this correspondence, then the corresponding isomorphic differential equation satisfies the geometric Pandebe property. So this is the general schemes of the Pandebe property, and I can explain you in the most simple case. So we fix nu. So we fix A is our exponential of the nu. So we vary the C and T, but we take our universal covering of the space of the C and T. Okay. So on this side, the moduli space is essentially have no locally trivial because of the C and T, the complex structure of C and T does not affect the pi 1 of C minus T. You understand? So essentially on this side, if you go to the universal covering of the moduli space of T, C and T, the moduli space of the representation it becomes essentially the trivial product. Okay. So you can consider the constant section, which means that the monodromy representation is constant. Okay, so that is nice dynamics. you have good correlation in the constant. And if you pull back the Riemann, this constant section by the Riemann-Gilbert correspondence to these spaces, the constant section looks like very transcendental. Because the Riemann-Gilbert correspondence is very transcendental, but no one sees how transcendental it is. But people believe that it is very transcendental, and actually it is. In most cases, it is very transcendental. So you prove that the constant section, you have a solution, and this solution satisfies the second order differential equation. Some algebraic differential equation, because essentially the condition is curvature is zero equation. So curvature zero equation gives you the formation of the connection and the curvature zero equation, it gives you the differential equation with respect to these T spaces, and that is the algebraic equation over the T spaces and these spaces. And these are the solution of that equation. So the isomorphic differential equation can be defined like this. Okay. In the parallel 6 case, you can consider the modular spaces in the growing up the Higgs surface of the 8-point graph of the Higgs surface of degree 2, and you can easily see that this is the nice cubic surface, and that gives you the isomorphic differential equation of this type. And the geometric quantum property means that the solution, if you start from some point, then the solution will stay in this nice space. That is the condition. Okay. But this is quite clear because the origin is satisfied such equation. So in this case, the proof of the geometric quantum property is quite clear after we assume that our cell, the Riemann-Gilbert corresponding proper surgically. Okay. And a little bit messy case is where the character variety have singularities. But in this case, we prove that at each fiber, this parabolic connection, model space parabolic connection gives the resolution singularities. And over the singular point, the exceptional divisor, exceptional varieties have to be compact. Okay, so if you derivate the singular point, the isomorphic differential equation satisfy the fundamental property, that's clear. But over the singular point, you can obtain the extended differential equation, and it is proved that this is the holomorphic differential equation. So then you have a family of the holomorphic differential equation over the model space of the compact. So then you can show that this can be linearized always. So that satisfies the final property. Okay, so this is the last story of the isomorphic, how the isomorphic flows satisfy the geometric particle property. Okay. Another case can be expanded to the ramified unidentified irregular singular case, and logarithmic collection of fixed spectral type, and generate unidentified irregular singular case, like this. Okay, in the last 5 minutes, I will explain about character varieties, and I will explain about the new result of the Caesar subord about related to the P-W conjecture, and which suggested the mistake of our homework of the with management. Okay. So if you consider the P1 minus 4 point and to the SL2C, so that is well calculated. Invariant thing can be well calculated by like this. So essentially we have x1, x2, x3 is 3 parameters, a1, a2, a3, a4. And a1, a2, a3, a4 is essentially related to the local exponent. So if you fix the local exponent, a1, a2, a3, a4 is the fixed. And x1, x2, x3 is variables. So then Cricket Klein, Nibo, and Iwasaki, of course, originally Cricket Klein. Then these 7 parameters satisfy these cubic equations, you see. And this is beautiful equation, looks like this. And the monotony variety of family 6 is isomorphic to the affine variety like this. And now, if you consider these are the cubic in the x1, x2, x3, and you have a 4-dimensional family of the cubic surfaces, and over the discriminant spaces, and for the AI equal 2 or something, so it has a singularity. So for example, if AI equal 2, it has A1 singularity. And in the most bad case, it has D4 singularity. But yeah, but actually, by our result, we can take analytic simultaneous resolution of this family of the affine cubic by our Moja space of the connection. And actually, this space has an infinite dimensional, infinite degree of the covering, of the Garo covering, and that gives you the simultaneous resolution of these families. Okay. Okay, now I will explain that our other boundary cases. So maybe you have heard that there are 6 types of boundary equation, which the Padre and Garnier and Gambier classified the boundary equations, which is second order algebraic differential equation with possible boundary property. So I believe that Padre and Gambier proved that if the second order the algebraic equation satisfy the boundary property, then it must be in these 6 types. And there are no proof of the boundary property for the 6 types. But now we have almost all cases, the boundary property. And also, actually we have 10 types of the isomorphic problem of including the irregular singularity, unramified irregular singularity, and ramified singularity. In this case of rank 2 over P1 with at the most 4 points. And these are the list of the 10 types. But then boundary equation can be classified into 8 types, and some of the isomorphic program have same boundary 2 here, boundary 2 here, and boundary 6 is here and here. So we have totally 10 types of the irregular parabolic connections like this. And the most one, first one is for the boundary 6 one. And the character variety, it can be calculated in a joint work with the -1 input. And then we have here D3, P3 D8 types here, and it looks like this. And when the Caesar Sabor in Budapest visited me, that he complained about this is not correct from the viewpoint of the people double condition. Okay, let me see. Okay, our proof is wrong, was wrong. And the correct one is here you have a wrong equation, have a inversion like this. You take a quotient. So then the quotient also have this equation. And this is the correct one. And we calculated our compactation of this and also the calculate of singularity at the boundary, and it just fit into the equal double condition. Okay. So the mistake which we make here is we took the sum or good frame, which can be translated plus or minus 1. And it happened already the sign. So I should go to the Groningen to tell this about Marius. But anyway, this is and also that we can check the pico-dam projection, and other cases we can calculate the pico-dam projection for this one. Yeah. Pico-dam projection essentially say that these equations have affine variety. So if the affine variety which have some B2 second cohomology, and it's corresponding to the Bethe number is equal to the so-called Moduli length of the Higgs vibration, the corresponding Higgs vibration, like that. And this can be all checked, including these cases, after we change this. Okay, and I have no time to explain about this, but now we are discussing the apparent singularity and the spectral curve theory, and maybe I'll stop this.
Questions? Yes.
Your examples 2.12, 2.13 somehow related to the work by Van Giemen and Integrable 1994.
What kind of?
I mean, the work by Van Giemen and Integrable on two genes, two teaching systems.
Two on the and with the parabolic structure, with the singularity.
You see, the setup is a little bit different, but there are certainly similarities.
Yeah, similarities.
The same case of red two and green two panel, and nearly the same points, the same number of points.
Yeah, and
blowing up.
And then I should say that I avoid the cases of the without single point case. And that to become a little bit difficult. And if you allow the almost one single point, the situation becomes very simple. And for example, so-called overstructure A is always splitting like this. But in the so if this is L is omega 1, so it's without singularity, then our F cannot be splitting like this. So I'm sorry.
That's probably the same as P1 minus 6 points approximately.
Might be, yeah. So you can relate to that. Yeah.
Yes. Oscar?
Can you extend your geometry construction to the case of parabolic principle examples?
That is a really good question, and which I was asked so many times, like in the early business or something like that. And it's a good question. And so far, we didn't work that.
Because you can expect for the symplectic.
Yes.
Also going to prove some interesting evolution of
Yeah.
equations.
Yes. And from the viewpoint of the geometry lambda, it should be constructed and also studied very deeply. Yes.
I didn't understand your argument on why is this wrong. P2 is the wrong, and P2 is the wrong number. That's what you're saying for this variety. This 8. So P2 was wrong. That's what you were saying.
Yes. So this variety, it can be calculated by the corresponding to this case. So you see that this. So you have 0 and infinity is nullified regular singularity with this category. So then you can choose a good basis for that, and you have a link which connects 0 to 1. But we forget to the choice of the good basis have an automorphism which has a plus or minus pattern. So we forget. If we forget, then this is the correct answer. But it is the Modian space of the parabolic connection. Our representation with our fixed good basis. But we have to forget it. So then we obtain.
I was asking if P2 was wrong, that this is how you saw that this is what comes from.
Yeah. Originally it is wrong. Yes. That is fine. See the sub.
Could you just extremely briefly say how you get the map from Higgs bundles to the Hilbert scheme?
Yes, it's very simple. So if you have a Higgs bundle, you have a spectral curve. And also the Higgs field corresponding to the divider on this curve. So, and by choosing some degree of the vector bundle, this divider always effective.
But what's the divisor? The divisor is the line bundle?
Yes. So the line, if the degree, actually the correspondence is so-called Bobeli-Narasimhan-Ramanan, you know.
So the line bundle, but you said that the line bundle is effective, but it has only H1 is equal to 1?
Yes. Yeah. Okay. That is.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's
So the H1 equals 1.
Yeah. So essentially, this is an exact sequence for the spectral curve, and delta is effective divider. And the location of delta is nothing but apparent singularity, which is
But you choose it so that H1 equals 1, H0 equals 1.
Yeah.
So there's a unique.
yeah.
So maybe we have to consider the Born state of Higgs boundary in the section. So then we have an active.
All right, if there are no more questions, we'll take Masahiko again. So there are some refreshments served on the first floor, so, and then we will resume it.